Hey everybody, it's Chris from Family Geekery. Today we're going to be checking out the CandyCon controller. And this is a controller that you can buy at GameStop. I think it's something that they carry exclusively. And long story short, it's basically a Nintendo Switch Pro Controller type controller that has also PC compatibility. We'll look at that, we'll test out both. It's a wireless controller, it can work wired. It's got some pretty good features on paper. And it's also, I think the biggest shtick is that it is completely customizable as far as the color of the faceplate, the color of the thumbsticks, the color of the D-pad, and of course you get the buttons are built in so you can't change that. But the base unit itself comes in white and black. From there you can change the color of all that stuff, and I'm going to show you a couple of the options that I picked up, and we're going to test it out. So let's go ahead and get this thing opened up and start playing around with it. Alright, I lied. Before we open it up, let's take a look at some of the features it has listed here on the back. So it's got motion control, which is good if it's going to be used on Nintendo. That's of course important. It's got 2 mappable back buttons, so that's nice. It's got dual motor rumble feature, need that. It's got Hall effect thumbsticks, and from what I understand, the triggers are also Hall effect. It doesn't say that specifically right here, but I think I read that somewhere. So Hall effect thumbsticks. That's nice, especially on some of the Nintendo products that you hear horror stories of with all the drift and stuff. So that's good. We got adjustable linear triggers, and it is wireless plus wired. So we got Bluetooth, and it also comes with a dongle for PC use. So now let's go ahead and open it up and check it out. Alright, so inside the package we got the controller itself, of course. We got some instructions here. We've got a cable which is USB-A to USB-C, and it looks decently long in case you're going to use it wired mode. And then we've got this CandyCon wireless receiver. So this is to be used on the PC. I'm not sure if this is just straight up Bluetooth that will work straight to like a laptop if you've got Bluetooth built into it already, but we'll test that out and we'll see how this thing works here. And as of the time of recording, when I purchased this, it was during GameStop Pro Days or something, and if you bought the base unit you got a faceplate for free. So I picked up this orange faceplate here, and if you buy a faceplate, of course you're going to need thumbsticks and a D-pad, so that's how they get you. Of course they threw in the $10 faceplate for free, and we'll go through all the pricing options and kind of what your best deals are. But getting the free faceplate means you have to buy a couple of these, so I picked up these cobalt blue ones, kind of give it kind of a orange and blue kind of look, and these were, I don't know, $4 each. So the base plate, or the base unit itself, was one price, the faceplate was free, and then I had to pay for these. Now in addition to that, it seems silly to have a customizable controller that only has one setup here, so they got me again. Here is the combo pack, which is a Transformers Soundwave edition, and that's my favorite G1 Transformer, so I had to get the Soundwave faceplate. And it comes with the D-pads and the thumbsticks all in one combo pack. So I got that, so we might be testing that out. Or I might just go ahead and throw that on to begin with. So that's all the different accessories you can get. You can get different faceplates, you can get different thumbsticks, you can get different D-pads. You can get a combo pack that comes with a faceplate with the thumbsticks and the D-pads already. And you can get that just in a regular color, or you can get those in the themed ones. They have a couple different licenses. Transformers probably being, I would guess, one of the more popular ones, but I see that they are coming out with soon all of the Ninja Turtles. So you could have 4 different Ninja Turtle controllers. I think that would be pretty cool, playing with 4 players, 4 different controllers, playing a game like Shredder's Revenge, which you can play with all 4 players. I think that would be pretty darn cool. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this combo pack here, and we will assemble this controller, then we'll start testing it out. Alright, let's go ahead and get this naked controller here some clothes on, and I just went ahead and opened up this combo pack here. There's no real instructions on how to do it, so I'm going to guess that it's pretty straightforward. We've got a couple thumbsticks, we got the D-pad, and the faceplate itself. And it looks like it did come with both D-pads. So you've got this one here, and then kind of the Xbox Series S or X type controller on it. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab this one here, and it's got an up arrow to show where that goes. And that just kind of snaps right on there. Not too bad. Got 2 thumbsticks here. I'm I'm not sure what the significance of the blue and the brown are, but let's go ahead and just place a couple of these on here. I don't know if they're keyed. Looks like they are keyed a little bit. There you go. They just kind of lay down on there, kind of squeeze on there a little bit. Feels good. And that goes right over the top, so it does fit over the top without having to put the faceplate on first. That makes perfect sense. So let's go ahead and snap this thing on. Oh, didn't have to snap it on. I wonder if it's placed on with magnets or something. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of magnets on the back here, and it just sits right on there. So that's nice. And it looks pretty good with the white background. I could have chose the black background also, but I figured the white might look better with some of the different faceplate choices that I wanted to get. So it's all put together here. So let me go grab, let's start with a computer. We'll grab a laptop here. We'll get this thing plugged into it and test it all out. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to test out is the controller using the wired connection. Now we're kind of in that no man's land area of not knowing what cable to include in with a device. This came with a USB-C on this side to USB-A on the computer side. And of course I'm not using a gaming computer per se. I'm just using a computer that's got nothing but USB-Cs on it. So I did have to supply my own USB-C to USB-A adapter. And that's going to hold true for both wired and using the dongle. But by now most of us have some kind of thing like that, or a docking station at least, if you don't have a USB-A on your laptop or computer. Now I plugged it in. There is a switch on the back here that says PC/NS. All the instructions say if you're going to plug it into a PC, have it on the, shocker, PC side, and if you're going to plug it into a switch or use it with a switch, then use that NS adapter. So as soon as I plugged it in, it recognized it right away. I didn't have to do anything, and the game just figures it out. The one thing that you do want to notice is the A and B buttons here are not exactly the same as a PC controller would be. So this is more of a Switch controller that does work on PC. Now there are settings and remappings that you can do on all the buttons. You can remap the A and B, you can remap the X and the Y. The instructions step you through that. But I didn't see where you could actually physically move these buttons. Now I didn't pry too hard. I didn't grab any kind of tools to try to jam them out. But just with the quick little tug on them when the thing was still taken apart, I did not notice that they were swapped easily. But I think everybody's kind of used to just knowing where the A and B buttons are when you're playing. So let's go ahead and just get into this game real quick and test out the controller. And I got some rumble going on there, so that's pretty cool. And the triggers are working for acceleration. A little jump on the A button there. A little turbo boost. Of course I'm getting hit by other players also. But yeah, I mean, it works. The rumble is good. You can set the rumble to a couple different settings as far as like high, medium, low. The controls feel good. The buttons feel good. I think it's overall a decent controller, considering that it's a third party and it's meant to be, you know, a Nintendo and PC kind of bonus functionality controller. You don't always expect them to be as good as maybe like a Nintendo Pro controller, but this thing feels pretty darn good. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this game. I'm going to plug in the wireless receiver and test that part out. Alright, so I unplugged the cable, I plugged in the dongle here, and there is a button on here to sync that I think you press that for a couple seconds, press this home button for a couple seconds, and that'll sync it up. But as soon as I plugged it in, this thing rumbled, which confirms that it is connected. So I didn't even have to do anything, but if you did, I think you just hold that button down. And like I said, it just worked right away. Looks like there's virtually no lag at all in this. So I think this wireless mode is going to work great. We'll just jump into the game real quick, play a couple seconds, and confirm that. And yeah, so this is working just fine. I don't notice any noticeable lag at all. So if you want to play wirelessly, this is definitely an option. So let's go ahead and get out of this game, and we'll grab a Nintendo Switch and we'll test that part out. Alright, now before we go over to Switch, I want to show you something real quick. And this wasn't listed, this function wasn't listed in the instructions, but here is the controller, and it says Xbox 360 for Windows, and we can see everything works good here. We've got the X and Y axis, we've got the X and Y rotation, and our triggers are showing analog on that Z axis. Now, I'm showing you this because I tested out something, and let's go ahead and get out of this, and I'm going to unplug the controller, and I'm going to sync this thing up just completely Bluetooth, just from the controller to the computer, since the computer has Bluetooth built in, without the dongle, and I'll be right back. So I've got the computer here in the Bluetooth pairing mode. I'm just going to hold down this home button, and it starts flashing, and it comes up as Pro Controller. So we've got a Pro Controller being recognized instead of an Xbox 360, and it just rumbled, so it's connected. You can see now we've got a purple icon here, and it's still in the PC mode, hooked up to a PC. So if we go back to our game controller settings here and go into the properties, now we can see we're missing our Z axis. So the left stick still works, the right stick still works, but now my triggers, which used to be analog, are showing up here on these two buttons. So yes, you can hook this up Bluetooth right to your computer without the dongle, but it's going to show up as a Pro Controller, and you're going to lose the analog triggers. So if you want to have the analog triggers, use your dongle here, and then you'll have a 2.4 gigahertz, I think, is the connection, and it'll show up as an Xbox 360. Alright, let's go grab the Nintendo Switch now. Alright, so I got a Nintendo Switch sitting here, and I'm going to do this wireless connection. So it says to go to change grip order, and then I think hold the home button down for a couple seconds. It's going to go into pairing mode. It should vibrate once it's set. Yep, it did vibrate. It's set to paired there, and everything seems to work. So let's go ahead into the Zelda game here, and I just wanted to test out the motion control. So let me just hold down like the cast button here, and sure enough, it works. And all I did was just put this into NS mode over here, and then paired this just like any other controller, and it was good to go. So if you wanted to do this over a wired connection, you'd use the same cable here and either go into a dock, which has the USB-A on it, or you could use one of these adapters again to go right into the console itself, and then you could have a wired connection to it. But it works just like a Pro Controller does in this mode, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so the last thing I wanted to do is just kind of go over the pricing options so you can understand what your options are as far as putting one of these things together. The base unit itself is $35. Now they make one that's like a ready-to-go kit that has a base unit, a faceplate, and then all the thumbsticks and D-pads that you'd need to get this thing going. And I think that's right around $50 to $55 depending on the color that you want. I think if it's just a straight generic color, it's about $50. If you get one with like translucent body, I think it's closer to $55. And at that price, you're paying basically about the same or a little bit less than a Pro Controller. Your only benefit at that point is that this thing is customizable, of course, and it's also available to be used on PC. So that is a pretty good benefit if you've got both the PC and you've got a Nintendo Switch. That's a good route to go. Now, once you start adding things to the base unit, if you don't get one of the ready-to-go ones, if you're looking at the faceplates, and if they don't still have the free faceplate option, these are about $10. And then the D-pads and thumbsticks are about $4 each. So if you put all that together, you've got $35, $45, and then another $8. So what is that, $53 or so, and this, of course, before tax, and this is, of course, at the time of recording. So about $53, all ready to go if you go this route, where you get to pick your own colors, versus the ready-to-go unit that comes just with some set of colors already. The other option is to get a combo pack, and the combo pack they have in kind of like these regular flat colors, and I think it's about $15. So at that point you're paying $35 plus $15, That's $50 and that's ready to go. And then the next option would be a combo pack that is licensed. So the Transformers or the Ninja Turtles, or there's several other ones that I saw. And I think these are around $17. You pay a couple bucks extra to get that fancy faceplate there. So that gets you to more like the $52, $53 range to get it all kitted out, ready to go, looking like this. So it's not the cheapest controller in the world. It's not the most expensive one. I think the value is there if you're using both a Nintendo Switch and a PC, or the value is there if you want to customize your controller and change the colors out every now and then. But I think that's going to do it for this review. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, I appreciate a thumbs up. If you have any questions about the Candy Con or any of the configurations, go ahead and drop them down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer anything I can. If you got one of these and it looks great, go ahead and let me know down in the comments what your color combination was. But I think that's going to do it for this one. I appreciate you as always for watching, and until next time, peace out and geek out.